I want to take it back to when we were little. When we were little, we were told that we could be whatever we wanted to be, and we believed it. We were encouraged to imagine, play, and explore. Astronauts, acrobats, artists, and athletes. Sky was always the limit. As a 5-year-old, when my mom asked me, "What do you want to wear to school today?" I would reply with every color of the rainbow. So I'd show up like this sometimes. As kids, we don't really know any other way to be but ourselves. I remember growing up, I loved writing, creating stories, and performing. And I hated shopping. My mom and my sister, on the other hand, loved it. So whenever we'd go to the mall, they'd go from store to store trying on clothes. And meanwhile, I'd be sitting in the corner with a pen and a notepad, writing down stories, jotting down ideas. When I got home, I'd be so excited. I'd pull out my dress-up tubby, and I'd try on all these costumes and act out all the stories I had thought about in my head. Fast forward to college. Going into my second year of college, I was in one of the most contemplative and questioning periods of my life. I was studying business, but in all my classes, I had no clear direction, no true meaning behind why I was in the classes that I was in. I began a morning ritual. Every morning before school, I'd wake up, I'd get ready, and I'd put on a video on my iPhone. The video was Alan Watts's "What Would You Do If Money Didn't Matter?" Has anyone seen this video? The premise of this video is simple. It asks you, what do you desire? What would you do if money didn't matter? How would you spend your days? As I'd be walking, I'd let my imagination run wild. I knew I wanted to travel. I knew I wanted to make a difference in my own way, but I didn't know how. Then I'd get to class, and my first class of the day was accounting. I'd sit down, and I'd tell myself to focus and stay paying attention. But I could feel that imaginative, excited part of me just dwindling. I didn't know why I was in these classes. I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel that makes it all worth it. I started to look outside of school for fulfillment. I surrounded myself by the Changemakers at Changemaker Central at ASU. Here, these kids were inspired. They were passionate about doing something that mattered, something meaningful, and they believed they could make a difference. I started a blog. This blog let my passion for writing and my need for self-expression pour out of me. It kept me up late at night and got me up at the break of dawn. I was so excited and invigorated to start each day because I was living with a purpose. Lastly, at the end of my second year of college, I joined a class in the summer to fulfill an elective that I needed for my major. This class was called The Art of Storytelling, and it is by far the best class that I have ever taken. Each 3-hour class felt like 30 minutes. I remember watching as my teacher came in the first day of class. She exuded this kind of confidence, this presence, this enthusiasm for what she was doing. And as she told her story, I could see her transform. I could see her take on the characters in all of her stories as she changed from an animal to a spirit to a god. I was truly inspired, and I wanted what she had, what she was giving. Throughout the class, I watched as each and every single person in that classroom changed. I heard them tell their stories about the transformations and the changes they had undergone to get to where they were at that exact moment. I felt incredibly impacted by each and every person, and something inside of me felt like whatever this is, whatever this excitement is, I need to get back to it. I need to figure out what this is and why I feel so ignited when I'm here. Ignite was truly what pushed me in the right direction. Because Tom asked me the questions that we as students never get asked, that we as humans never get asked. Instead of what's your major, what do you want to do when you graduate, and what are your extracurricular activities, Tom asked me the questions that truly matter. He asked me who I am. Where could I do my best work? What would I do if money didn't matter? He connected all of the dots that I already had in me. He unraveled all of the fears of not being good enough and all of the pressures that say that success is only monetary. What I found was that I have a natural talent for writing. I have an empathetic nature. I need to work in a flexible, dynamic environment with other passionate change makers. If I combine all of these things and follow my passionate curiosities, I can truly make my own difference. Now, I see a bright future. I changed my major from business to journalism with a minor in sustainability. And I feel so excited because I finally have a direction and I see where I want to go. I want to be a writer who captures all of the changes in people and our world. I want to be a writer who doesn't have to use a thesaurus or edit because she simply writes from the heart. I want to be a writer who inspires. I want to be a writer who captures the best of life. So my advice is this: never give up. Never give up on finding the answers to those questions, the important questions of who am I, what do I desire, what do I want to do if money was no object. We can all be the change makers. We can take our world and we can change it and we can make it how we see fit. But first, we must change ourselves. First, we must have the power and the courage to look inside. I want to end with a quote by my favorite author, Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond all measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? In fact, who are you not to be? Your playing small doesn't serve the world. We are all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people the ability to do the same. As we liberate ourselves from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Thank you.